That means the red light is blinking, and we're recording the latest episode of Three Men and a Baby Face. I'm your eyes, Kaiser Soze. I got with me down in Miami my man Sonic Nerd. What up, Sonic?
What's going on? What's going on?
Somewhere in Southern Florida is his cousin Smooth B25. What's good, Smooth?
What's good? What's good? Not only Smooth B25, but the new People's Champ, the poker champion this past weekend. I took it down. You know how I do.
I didn't show up. This weekend. And to round it all off, on the small screen is my man Neo Gotenks, also in South Beach. What's good, Neo?
What's going on? Like Sammy Sosa.
Let's do it. We're going to jump right into it because today, guys, I want to thank everybody for joining us, whether you found us on the site or you heard about us on cosgamer.com. We're glad you made us part of your day. Hope you listened to us on your way to work or whatever it is. We're here for you. And we're going to kick it off because today we got to talk about Nintendo, or the lack thereof Nintendo. And, of course, we're going to talk about, man, we're always talking about next gen. But this time we're talking about how next gen or current gen really has been a lot like the old gen. And I'm going to get right into it with my man, the baby face of the group. No, oh, wait, hold up. Hands up. Neo Gotenks has got his hands up. I think he's got a Nintendo comment.
Yes, new challenge.
All right, new challenger. Neo, hold up. You know what? So everybody at home, we're going to show them behind the curtain a little bit. All right, this is the Wizard of Oz. I'm showing behind the curtain because I'm about to spit out a question. And it is such a loaded question that everyone at home needs to know. This came from my man, Smooth B25. Do we got that? It is going to be obvious when I spit out what I got for you guys. You guys ready for this? With the recent wave of positive news from Nintendo, such as E3's Breath of Wild, the NES Mini reveal, and Pokemon Go, and of course, Mario Run reveal, and a ho-hum reaction to the PS4 Pro, Nintendo had the perfect opportunity for a surprise reveal at TGS, but Nintendo continues to maintain their right to remain silent. This has caused such a fever in the gaming community, where games, leak, rumors, and expectations are growing by the second, leaving Nintendo fans frustrated for any type of update. Still, we wonder. All right, so there was a lot there. I don't know where my man wants me to go with that. This is what it's really about, guys. Nintendo is mum, and I want to know, after everything that's going on, is this simply them just being MIA, or are they DOA? You know, I got to break it down for the dumbheads here. MIA, are they just missing in action? Are we missing news from them? Or DOA, are they dead before they even arrive? Neo, surprise, surprise, you're first on the horn.
I mean, is anyone surprised? It's DOA. DOA. Look, I mean, there's so many concerns. What are they, less than 6 months out? They're supposed to release in, let's say, the latest March, and we still haven't seen a console, right? I mean, that just that in and of itself is a wave of questions. Like, for example, is the console in developers' hands already? Do they have something to work with? You know, why are they holding back? Is it because of all the spec changes? Because, you know, Sony and Microsoft are pushing the hardware race, like pushing hardcore. So now the NX might have specs that may be, let's say, Xbox One level, and Xbox One level is going to be bottom of the barrel now. With Scorpio out and PS4 Pro, you know, and then, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of things, you know. I think there was a news announcement, a leak from Foxconn saying that they were going to put out 10 million units a year. 10 mil.
Did they? How much did Wii U? What did Wii U push? Did they push 10 mil?
13
in total.
13 and a half.
All right, so
that's a big jump, man. So they made 13 in a console life, and now they're asking for 10 a year.
That's crazy. That's crazy, you know. And then the other thing too is I mean, I'm calling it DOA because of the price point right now, right? They're trying to make a console using yesterday's specs, paying probably for yesterday's spec money. When you got PS4 Pro for $399, where the NX is going to come in, you know that it's not going to be PS4 Pro level graphics. So are they going to sell a $399 console for, you know, with subpar graphics?
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of that, man. It's DOA as hell. Now, I don't even know who this console is supposed to be for. Now, if you look at it from the casual point of view, right, let's just say it's for the casual audience, like the original Wii audience. Those people have moved on to smartphones, and they're playing free-to-play games. So they're not necessarily looking to get another home console in their living rooms. And then on the flip side, you got the hardcore people like us, right? Like, we're invested in Xbox and PlayStation. Like, we're talking about PS4 Pro. We're talking about Xbox One Scorpio. And it's like, I'm trying to think in my head, if Nintendo announces something this month, right, then they're going to get a little bit of hype for about a week or two. Then the PS4 Pro is going to drop. And then people are going to be talking about that for a bit. And then we're going to get into the holiday season with all the Xbox One S bundles. And then if they announce it next year, then, we're going to be talking about it for a little bit. But then I don't see how they can be competitive when you're going to start hearing rumors about the Xbox One Scorpio, possibly some updates to the PS4 Pro. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, when is the best time that they could announce this console? But either way, if they do it now or if they do it later, it doesn't matter, because who's their audience? You know what I mean? Like, we know Smooth's going to be there day one. Like, we know that. Like,
and me, hold up. I'll probably be there. I'll be there with
and maybe Soze, but it's like, I don't know who this is for.
Everybody that he was there.
Yeah, like, I don't know who this is for, man. So I got a DOA, man.
You know what? I'll chime in real quick. And this is the thing. I was poking fun about the question or whatever, because really, this is like every week we bring up Nintendo, and the fact is there's no Nintendo news. And I love Nintendo, but there's nothing there. And it's just that we want to hear something, and we're doing the job for us. People at home are going to think Nintendo's giving us like 10K to keep bringing them up, because there's nothing here. There's nothing to talk about. Maybe Smooth is smiling over there. He knows something. But really, there's nothing to talk about. I'm MIA on this. Like, they're simply not here. Like, when I hear something, I'll react to it. No reason for me to worry. There's no reason for me to get excited either, though. So I'm simply in limbo, just waiting to hear something. What I will say is that everything you guys saying is true. It's the specs that we're hearing are old specs, but I'm not getting a Nintendo for the specs. I'm getting there for hopefully a different way to play with the best franchises, probably in my opinion, the best franchises in gaming. So to me, I'm not gonna fucking jump off the boat. They're MIA, but I'm also not excited. I'm sure my man Smooth gonna jump in and say he's excited.
Look.
So I'm somewhere.
Just jump off the boat. Just jump off the boat now, because look, Nintendo. This is DOA. Do you don't want to know why? Because Nintendo decided to jump into mobile gaming. The minute that they announced Super Mario Run, they said, you know what? We're going to put the console thing on the back burner and let that pan out, because we're going to probably profit more from Mario Run. Look at Pokemon Go. I mean, if you ask me, their priorities, they're not on the console. They're not on the console market right now. I mean, stick a fork.
I know we brought it up a few weeks ago, but that always is what worries me, is that they have done one thing. They're great at the one thing they do, and that's innovative gameplay. And going off on mobile tells me that, I don't know, like, they have a different marketing plan, and it just makes me feel like they're not all invested in the one thing that I want them to be invested in, because it's the only thing I need from them. I don't need mobile shit. I don't need hardware, accessories, T-shirts. What I need is great Mario game, a great Zelda. And I hope that they don't take part of their team and it doesn't work on some Zelda run game. That's going to piss me off.
I mean, I think you guys all make some good points. I mean, I'm with Soze on this one. I think they're MIA. They're not DOA. As you guys mentioned, I mean, we're still not sure what the price point is going to be. So, Neo, I know you were saying that, the price point is too high or the specs are too low, but we don't know anything yet. And I think that's one of the problems, is the fact that we don't know anything. But who is it for? I mean, this is for the Nintendo fans. This is for the people who still want a dedicated handheld. I think this is going to lean more towards the handheld market as opposed to the console, because, I mean, I think Nintendo realizes they can't compete in that space. So they're like, you know what? Let's just focus where we know we're good at. We're good with the handhelds. It can connect to a TV, great, but their bread and butter is with the handhelds. So MIA for now, but I think that what's going to be the deciding factor is not just the Nintendo games, is, third-party support. Games like Overwatch, like, that needs to be, on the NX day one with some kind of DLC pack.
But how do you do that with a handheld? I mean, how do you do that with a handheld?
I don't know.
I'll take that somewhere else with it, because I'll tell you what is, I also just think they're MIA, but I want to see a little more than that. Like, I would be disappointed if I just got team-based shooter like Overwatch. That wouldn't be enough for me. Like, you're right. The specs are current gen. So I hope if they're coming later, it's because they're going to introduce me to some new innovative gameplay that's going to blow my mind. Like something, I want something new, some sort of new gaming experience.
What can they possibly do?
That will justify.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I have no idea, brother. But
okay. I can tell you, and it's sad that I've even thought about this, but they're probably going to do something with virtual reality. They're probably going to do something because it seems like that's the one space.
Virtual boy you. The virtual boy you.
That's it. I feel like that's the one space that Nintendo could probably go in and create a market to themselves.
No, they can't. They can't. They're late because Sony got their PSVR.
But once again, it all depends. When it comes to VR, it all depends on the games. Like everyone has always said, oh, I feel a little nauseous. The game kind of gave me vertigo, But imagine if Nintendo uses the just whatever the 3DS logic that they have for the eye tracking, and they just try to improve it where it's seamless. You don't feel sick. It's natural.
Man, I feel like virtual reality, we get that with the sets that are coming out, whether it be the Oculus or the PS, and then the augmented reality is whatever Microsoft is trying to work on. So I agree that I think they'd be late to the party. I don't think that's it either.
But here's the thing. I mean, yes, they would be late to that party, but you're talking about something that's $700 to Nintendo, which will drop something that's like $200, and it will probably give you a better experience than this $700. This $700 will probably look better, but Nintendo will probably give a better package.
A more focused experience. I could see something like that, I guess. I guess what I'm saying is I don't have any idea what's coming, but I expect it to be good. Even the Wii U was definitely gimmicky. It was a Wii with a little second screen gimmick. To me, there were some experiences that I was like, this is legit. I don't know if it justified buying a whole nother console for it. The IPs did. But nonetheless, what I'm getting at is that every time they've given me something new. I've never been like, this was a that didn't pan out. I don't know.
I kind of felt like that with the Wii U. I kind of felt like there was no game that utilized the Wii U gamepad, that well at all. I mean, I actually enjoyed Star Fox. I was one of those people who enjoyed the new Star Fox game. But, I mean, even that game had its issues with the gamepad. So I think, honestly, probably the best use of the Wii U gamepad was Zombie U, and that was a third-party game. So,
Zombie U, Rayman's Legends, Splatoon.
Third party.
I mean, Splatoon could have been done.
It could have been done on a controller. Like I used to play that on a controller, So I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. We got to live stream our reactions to the direct.
Yeah.
Whenever it is.
Yeah, I'll probably be.
We know you'll be asleep.
So, all right, so we're split on this. Basically, a couple of us think that the NX is DOA, while a couple of us think that there's still a chance, that we just don't have enough information, but that they could surprise us and we might get something good. I'll tell you what. It is Nintendo, so I'm sure there's going to be a cult following and they're going to sell enough copies to justify their existence, and they're going nowhere anytime soon. You may not hear from us for a while about it because, God damn it, they better give us some news for us to cover it. All right, Smooth? We're done talking Nintendo until they give us some news. And I'm done talking Nintendo for now. I'm ready to talk about the current generation of consoles. And, well, this is something that I've talked about a lot in the past, especially when the current generation first started coming out, the PS4. I'm somebody that doesn't really care for the ports. I don't care for the upmakes. I don't care for the HD high-definition version, blase, whatever that is. But some of you guys are into that. And now that we're 3 years in, we just got 2 weeks ago, we just heard from Smooth that he just got his first next-gen experience. All right, so he's kind of justifying my belief that, let's face it, guys, this current generation of consoles is actually just the last generation of console remastered. And that's the question that I'm posing to my man Sonic. I want to know, the current generation of consoles, is it just the last gen remastered, or is this, as you like to say, hashtag next gen?
Oh, man, I was back and forth with this topic pretty much for the whole week. So right now I'm playing through BioShock, the collection, right? So you get BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite, 1080p, 60 frames a second. And I started playing this, and I was like, wow, this is a really good experience. Like, I remember it being this great, but man, it translates so well in 2016. And then I started thinking about it, and I started, going back on memory lane to E3 of this past year, right? And the reason I did that is because I'm starting to feel like the general populace believes that last gen was more impactful than this gen. that this has been an overall more disappointing generation as compared to last year. And I'll give you a good example. Bethesda, during the Bethesda conference, I went back to the live thread on NeoGAF, right? And when they announced the Skyrim Remastered collection, or is that what it's called? Whatever it's called, Skyrim collection. You saw the exclamation points everywhere, all caps, people super excited about this, right? Fast forward, like 5 minutes later, they announced a Fallout 4 DLC. People are like, man, that shit's trash. Man, I didn't like Fallout 4 as much as New Vegas, blah, blah, blah. So it just, and then another, to take it a step further, you guys remember when they announced Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, right? And it was downvoted as the most downvoted game in YouTube history, right? And
the least
as soon as
video ever.
The least liked one, right? And then a week later, they dropped the Call of Duty 4 Remastered trailer. And you should see the comments on that. Yo, bring it back. Yo, this is incredible. Oh, my God, I can't wait. And it just got me thinking, like, man, are we just excited for more of the same? Or is it just that this generation has just disappointed us time and time again?
God, does anybody here watch? Sorry to cut in, man, but does anybody here watch South Park by any chance? Because if you're watching our show September 26th, and you've been watching the last 2 weeks of South Park, they have this little cliche, the member berries. You know what I'm talking about? Member berries. It's these little berries you buy. When you pop one, they each say stuff like, "Oh, remember Han Solo? Oh, he's so cool. Yeah." And it's basically like they keep reminding you of. It's all not like nostalgia. And every time you eat one, people are like, it's how serious we're all taking like our past. Like people, you can't change anything. Like it's like, remember Ghostbusters? Yeah, Ghostbusters. Oh, that was awesome. And they keep popping the member berries, and they're like, I remember that shit.
Well,
dude,
but see, is it
it's about holding nostalgia close? Whatever.
But is it the nostalgia piece, or is it that this generation just hasn't delivered the same way last generation did?
Let me jump in right there. Like I agree with that last part right there. I mean, I think right now, in my opinion, PS4 right now is a remaster of PS3. Xbox One is the definitive edition of the 360. Like that's what it is. I think right now, like the core problem for me is that a lot of these new releases come out half-baked. They come out buggy, you know, they're just not good, period, right? So and you can see that in how quick they go on sale. Now, what ends up happening is the game is trash. Gamers need games. We need games. We need to play something. We need to get that cool experience, right? So if the new games suck, what's the next best thing? The old games. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. Let me just go through this list because this is crazy. I Googled it, right? And this is not even all of them. There's Last of Us Remastered, Final Fantasy X and X2 HD Remastered, Final Fantasy Type O HD Remastered, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, Grand Theft Auto 5 Remastered, Devil May Cry 4 Remastered, God of War 3 Remastered, Gravity Rush Remastered, Ratchet & Clank Remastered.
Yeah.
Okay, so the people at home, I was putting up fingers and I'm on toes right now.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're on toes. Go on.
4, 5, and 6. Resident Evil 0 HD Remastered. Batman Return to Arkham Remastered. And I haven't even got to the definitive editions. Like,
damn. Well, okay.
I don't even want to stop, but
I mean, it's a lot. We know it's a lot. I mean, I'm looking at my game shelf. I've got about 5 remasters just sitting on my shelf right now, sprinkled between Xbox One and PS4. But every time I play these games, I'm realizing, like, man, these games were defining moments of last generation. Like BioShock was the first of its kind, one of the first of its kind. It took like narrative and story and it kind of melted them together in a way that we hadn't seen before. And even like the Uncharted games, like Uncharted 1 through 3, man, like I remember playing Uncharted 2 and you were playing the scene with the helicopter and the building was crashing, and I just remember
the helicopter scene.
And the only franchise that has made me feel that way since then was Uncharted, which goes back to our first discussion a few weeks back. So
next gen voice acting.
It's next gen voice acting, next gen sound, next gen everything. And then this generation, man, I'm just kind of looking around and I feel like I could have played a lot of these games last generation, and it would have been a very similar experience.
So the millennial is bringing up the nostalgia card. The millennial, I can't disagree with any of those. I believe those games are all legit. But the millennial, the babyface, is playing the... All right, fine, the nostalgia card. Listen, Smooth, you're the old man of the group. You're still listening to music from 1994. School us. Is my man right?
He definitely is. I mean, I kind of felt this way for a while. This generation is really been all about the remakes. I find myself with not that many things to play, and that's kind of why I end up leaning towards Nintendo. It's like, something fresh, something different, something cheesy, whatever, because everything else is wash, rinse, repeat, same thing, prettier graphics, a couple more guys on the screen, but the gameplay never changes. So, I mean...
But could it be because I don't remember if it was Neo or Soza who brought this up last week. It was the law of diminishing returns. It's like, no matter how great the graphics are, no matter how great the frame rate is, no matter how great the next-gen voice acting is, it's like, are we just entering the era of diminishing returns where it's like we can only improve so much that it lessens the impact over time?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that because right now, like one of the things that comes to mind is Sony and Microsoft, let's just say all the big three, whatever, they're releasing hardware faster than developers can actually come up with games that leverage that hardware, right? And even if that hardware right now, it's like it's that jump, right? That jump from 480i to 720p was huge. It was like this. Then all of a sudden, the jump from 720p to 1080p was like this, right? Now you can argue that 4K jump is big, but it's not the gap that you went to before, So I think that developers are finding it easier to just say, hey, let's repackage the last game, bring it up to 1080p 60 frames per second, and then rock out with that.
So I disagree with you on one point where you said the developers are not doing it fast enough. I mean, they've been doing it for PC already, so it's not like they're relearning how to do it. I mean,
I think I'll agree with Neo in that. I mean, check this out. I mean, let's go back to when the console seemed to last longer. The console life would last longer. I mean, you would play a game. The games would have 3 sequels in the same console generation, and it would be on the same engine. And yet the third game would look way better than the first. And that's simply because you get better at it. Just like everything else, you get better at working with those resources. So he's right. They're not leveraging what we saw. Rise, Son of Rome, for example, was a launch game that we thought was beautiful. That doesn't even hold up to the games that are out today for the Xbox One. You know what I mean? I think that's a great example of yes, they do get better with time.
To Smooth's point, though, here's the thing. Yes, that's correct when it comes to PC, right? Yes, they've been handling it for PC. But once again, they're not handling it for the consoles. So it is what it is.
Because the consoles couldn't support it, though. But these are the same developers. These are the same games that are coming out.
So
most of the AAA games now come out for PC, come out for the consoles.
Well, what I'm saying is this. If they can do it for PC, they should be able to do it for the console. They should be able to squeeze out resources. Now, here's the catch, though. Consoles have only been out for three years right now, so maybe this isn't enough time for them to squeeze out that performance. But
I don't know.
Performance isn't the question here. It's like
I feel like we're kind of giving these guys. I feel like we're giving these guys like an easy way out. Because at the end of the day, nobody's mentioned first of all, the reason they're doing this is for money reasons, right? It's way easier to port a game than to make another game. And if you have a game that did pretty well last generation, it literally costs you just, a couple $100,000 to re-release the game and make back millions. You know what I mean? So it's money. It's entirely because of money. It's nothing else other than money. You know what I mean? So, and also the fact that you got some of these developers that are going to be like, hey, we're going to develop a new engine, and they're all already developing on the older engine. You know what I mean? They're already developing on the older engine, and they learn the techniques to upscale the next one. The last one, I mean. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it's like very little effort. That's what I'm getting at, is this is very little effort for something that you've already put out there and you already know makes money. And this is like the same thing with why there's sequels instead of new stories. And I guess where I'm going with all this is why I have a problem with ports. The real problem I have with ports is the fact that I feel like it stunts the growth of gaming. That's really what it all comes down to. If we're still playing the same fucking shit. Look, I love Resident Evil 4, but that shit has come out like 6 times. And it's come out on every possible platform. I beat it on 4 myself, and I'm sorry.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna disagree with a portion of what you said. So I'm gonna look at a few examples. So Batman, the Arkham collection that's coming out in October, right? So that's come out after Arkham Knight, right? We have the Assassin's Creed Ezio collection coming out on Xbox One and PS4. Clearly a cash grab, but that's coming out after we've had 3 straight years of an Assassin's Creed game. Where I'm getting at is remasters aren't stunting the growth of existing franchises. It's stunting the growth of new IPs because we're not getting new IPs this generation like we used to. The first 2 years of the Xbox 360, we got like BioShock, Mass Effect, Assassin's Creed. All of those were brand new experiences for us because perhaps they were just existing gameplay experiences that we've had, but it just took it in a new direction because we had new characters, new worlds, and I agree with all of that. So,
but hold on though. Okay, so I don't want to say new IPs, just new games. Period. You know, because for example, right now, you use Assassin's Creed, right? Maybe they just need to come up with a great Assassin's Creed game. And then if they came up with a great Assassin's Creed game, then maybe the focus would be less on, you know, the HD remaster of Assassin's Creed 1 or 2.
I mean, look, I could argue that, and I don't want to get too much into the nitty-gritties of the game, but like I could argue the last Assassin's Creed game was great. I loved it. So I don't think.
I mean, I don't want to make it an. Yeah, I don't want to make it an Assassin's Creed conversation. But what I will say is that I kind of agree with Sonic. It is to me more about the new IPs, properties, but it's also the new way to get the game, the innovativeness that I love about gaming or whatever. My point is that if you're spending time and resources on putting back old shit, putting it out again, and up-resing or whatever the hell you're doing, those resources could be in maybe being more creative or maybe applying. All right, so I love movies. I'm always talking movies or whatever. This happens in movies as well. Every movie that we see is either a sequel or it's based on a video game or a comic book. There's no new original ideas. The reason for that is because of money.
Yep,
the loss of money.
The
same thing is happening in video games now. You can't develop, you can't spend all this money on a new IP that could fail miserably. So instead, what we get is Assassin's Creed China.
Yeah.
Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs I always talk about Sleeping Dogs because it's been ported up. And it deserves people to go get it. I'm not saying don't get it if you've never played Sleeping Dogs. My point is that studio could have put out Sleeping Dogs 2 or some new better shit. Because that studio put out a great fucking game in a unique setting. I've never played in China. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a unique experience, and I haven't gotten anything like that again because instead they up-resed.
Wait, but
that's what I'm getting with. Yes.
Wasn't Watch Dogs the spiritual successor to Sleeping Dogs, though?
I'm sorry.
It was on the same engine, and it was like, you know,
but a
lot of the combat.
I would say in that, I mean, they're all Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah.
I would say all 3 of those games are Grand Theft Auto, but no, I would say Sleeping Dogs separates itself as much as Watch Dogs does. Yeah, to me, the Sleeping Dogs is Grand Theft Auto, except you ride on the other, you drive on the other side of the road, and there's Chinese triad gangs, and it's China. They eat at a different time, the culture is different. Anyway, we're off track. My point is, I don't like ports, man.
I mean, jumping back to ports really quick. I mean, I think there has to be like a statute of limitations where at least, you know, 5, maybe 10 years have to go by before you get a next-gen remake, or it has to be a bundle where you're getting, you know, the first 3 games in the series. Now you're getting it as the remastered, you know, all games in the collections, all the DLC. For people who didn't play it back then, you know, the younger generation who came up now and is ready to play those type of games. Or, you know, I mean, I think then it's okay. But if a game comes out and 3 years later, you got a next-gen remake. I mean, it's kind of a waste.
Well, see,
how about you, Neil? Neil, tell us your criteria. What's your criteria?
Real quick, okay, yes, my criteria would be it would have to be a game that released within the last 5 years, hopefully in the middle of the console generation. Now, here's why. Because in my opinion, a game that released 10 years ago, nobody should be spending their time and resources to try to up-res that game. I would rather prefer, like, let me give you the example, right? Let's say the Uncharted collection. Bunch of people playing the Uncharted collection. Bunch of people playing BioShock, the collection, right? Those are games that came out last gen, which are okay. And it's not guaranteed that everybody would have played that game. so you're going to re-release it into this gen.
Right.
And also, one thing, it's also minimal work to bring that last gen game up to next gen, specs. Now you're talking about a game 10 years ago, Resident Evil 4. I mean, come on, man. The game came out on GameCube, and so they're re-resing.
When I said 10 years, I mean, I was thinking I had Wind Waker in mind. I know that one had the art style that kind of, stayed true and was easy.
But that's time and resources that could have been spent elsewhere.
But it only took Nintendo 6 months to do, and they said they were able to knock it out, with very little effort.
I mean, this is what I'll say. I'm going to let Sonic go last because Sonic, I want to wrap it up with a nice positive outlook. And I know Sonic feels a lot more positive about us than this. On the other hand, so I hate ports. For the most part, I hate them all. But there are exceptions. I like it when entire series on one disc, or if they give me the entire experience for one price, then that's just a great value. You understand? If it's a great value, then I say go get it, especially if you've never played the game. All right, so that's a plus. There's also, I'm the total opposite of what Neo just said. I don't want a game that just came out. Like, I think the worst example of an HD remake is The Last of Us, a game that literally came out like within the same calendar year. To me, that makes no sense to updo that. But want a game that is. But hold on. 10 years ago, real quick, Neo. The reason I want the 10 game is because it's so hard to get a hold of. The Super Mario All-Stars. It's hard to, unless I want the emulated version. But if I want a legit copy that I could put in a bookshelf, then it has to be re-released for me to get those Mario games. But like The Last of Us or what's another one? The Sleeping Dogs. I hated Sleeping Dogs.
What if you just copped the PS4 and you were from the Xbox camp? Then what would you do? You'd have to go buy a PS3. You'd have to go get a PS3 to play Last of Us.
You'd have to go. In my scenario, you'd have to go get a PS1. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, your problem is first world problems. I'm talking about, like, you got to go get a PS1 at your flea market. You want to get that? That's where I'm at. Sonic loves them all because Sonic is made of money and buys every damn thing. He's playing BioShock right now. Before you tell us how much you love us, actually, no. Tell us what you think about the ports, and then go ahead and break down BioShock.
So
we got some time.
Real quick. I'm playing the Killer Instinct Definitive Edition, which came out this generation. And yeah, but see, here's the thing, man. Like, definitive editions and remakes have their place. So The Last of Us was specifically for people who jumped shit from Xbox 360 to PS4, like Neo said. This Killer Instinct Definitive Edition is for somebody who didn't get the Xbox when it launched and maybe missed out on 3 seasons of DLC for Killer Instinct, and they get it in a nice $39.99 package. So it all has its place. And real quick,
product placements.
Product placement. You won't buy? I mean, that's what I want to know.
There isn't, man. I love it all. And I love remasters specifically because I might have a more controversial opinion about this, but I really feel like Last Generation was just better. I mean, in a lot of different ways. There are exceptions to that rule, but like, I want to play those old games because they just satisfy me more. Like, I'm playing through BioShock 2 right now, and I almost forgot how amazing that game is. And it holds up today, and the fact that it's up-res and it's double the frame rate than it once was, it's like heaven for me. And I know that it's kind of weird coming from the youngest person here that they kind of dwell on nostalgia, but that's kind of how it is. Like, there's a lot of people out there who feel the same way I do, and you're gonna see when Call of Duty 4 Remastered drops, more people are gonna be playing that than Infinite Warfare, and it's most likely because of nostalgia.
See, what I'll say is, listen, all those games that you bring up, they're all great games. My point is that go to the flea market and get the old console. That's my whole point. Is don't spend. Let's say they didn't make this BioShock upmake. What would you be playing right now? We don't know because maybe they would be playing anything.
Actually, I wouldn't be playing anything.
Well, whatever.
Sonic, you wouldn't be playing anything.
I have one question for Sonic though. So I have really. If they were, let's say, you know how Xbox is doing the backwards compatibility thing, right? So they'll take any game and re-release it, right? Mm-hmm. If they did re-release it, would you still play it?
No, because the allure is the 1080p 60 frames a second. It's like putting a fresh coat of paint on a game that I once loved or still love. So yeah, it's more intriguing when the game. When it's advertised as double the resolution, double the frame rate. It makes you want to play it again.
So is it that the game holds up that well, or you just, drawn in by the pretty lights and colors.
Well, no. So what holds up well is the things that don't get up-res and frame rate. It's like the story, it's the mechanics,
but if it didn't get up-res, you wouldn't even play it. So
because I really already have those games on my shelves, and I'm a graphics whore, so upscaling 720p to 4K just would look disgusting to me, and I just
the game was holding up to me.
It holds up. There's two things. It's resolution and frame rate, right? So that's a separate conversation. What I'm talking about when I refer to it holding up is everything else: story, mechanics, world, all that stuff. Everything else.
Yeah, that brings us back to the whole beginning, where it's like you're trying to find something to fill the void that no new IP, no new games. There's nothing there to fill that void. So what you end up doing is going back to the past.
Right, and I wonder
that I will agree with.
And I wonder, that's what I'm saying is, I wonder if these weren't around, wouldn't that just mean that we'd get more, maybe newer, fresher experiences? Support these ports, which is basically what I'm getting at. It's all about being an intelligent consumer. If we didn't support the ports and we didn't support the HD remasters, because we're buying them. Obviously, we're buying them, so they're going to keep making them. If we didn't, would that force their hand? Will we get newer experiences? Will we get new IPs? Will we get more indie development studios, which means more creative thinking, creative ways to use graphics and lighting? The point is, that's my problem with ports, is I could probably justify every single purchase, every single one. BioShock is worthy of being a collection and of $40, without a doubt. Same thing with Drake. My point is, it hasn't been that long. Damn it, I'm the dude that was playing Mario Brothers. That, to me, is old school. I'm talking duck hunt. They want to up-res that, we're there.
I mean, BioShock
maybe
came out 10 years ago. But I get what you're saying.
I'm old, man. I'm dating myself. But let's wrap this bitch up. Let's wrap that shit up. I think we know it's good, man. I mean, really, you can go either way with it. There's no wrong answer. I just think we are all in agreement with one thing. This generation could use more new intellectual properties.
Definitely.
And hopefully, we're going to get that really soon. Great job, guys. You know how we do it. We always try to wrap the show up with a fantasy draft, and we've done everything but video games so far. We've done movies, we've done comic books, superheroes, whatever, music, hip hop, but we haven't done video games. So here's what I'm posing to you guys. Extra is on all the newspapers. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo is done with hardware, done with consoles. Okay, no more hardware is out there, and we just got funded by Wells Fargo to go start a company, and we are going to go around fantasy football style like we always do, Solid Snake style, and we're going to go up and down and choose what new intellectual properties we're going to take. Well, not new IPs, but just what IPs we want to own on our consoles. Everything is up for grabs. Nintendo properties are up for grab. Everyone. It's all out there. And with the first pick in this draft, it is Neo popping and locking.
Mario. Gotta go with Mario. I mean, look.
Just for spite.
There's Mario Brothers. There's Super Mario Galaxy.
That's it. He's done.
Games. There's Mario Kart. There's Smash.
He literally couldn't think like Mario Brothers. No. Smash. No. Smash is not a Mario property.
But
neither is Mario Kart.
No, okay. No.
Maybe Mario Kart.
Mario has the word Mario in it. It's a Mario property.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, now, if it said Super Mario Smash,
I'll give you Smash, but you can't take Mario Kart.
You can't take Mario Kart. Oh, God. That's a rough one, dude.
Look,
I feel like it's game over. All right, never mind. The show's over. Everybody votes for Neo. With the number 2 pick, it's me. I get to go second. And my man already picked Mario, who is my favorite franchise of all time. Favorite game of all time is Mario Galaxy. So I'm going to go with my second favorite Franny of all time. I'm sorry, Smooth. I'm sorry. I know we're killing you. But if anything, you should take this as a testament to what Nintendo is, because I'm choosing all things Zelda. The Legend, Link of Zelda, Wind Waker, anything with my girl Zelda and my man Link, I'm taking it, and I am going to make Federation football games out of it. I'm going to make a tennis Zelda game out of it. I'm doing everything with Zelda. No, but honestly, I mean, just imagine what I can do with any Legend of Zelda game. It's an easy choice. To me, right there with Mario. So number 3, that would be, I'm going to help my man Smooth out, and I'm going to let Smooth go third. Smooth. Where are you going with this?
Well,
does Donkey Kong? Wait, real quick. Does Donkey Kong count? Like Donkey Kong has originally he started with Mario in it.
No.
That's a separate.
I'm kidding. I know you're not picking Donkey Kong.
Listen, I really want to hear what
I was busting your balls,
going to come out with.
So
I mean, what Smooth going to come out
would have been Zelda, but Zelda, as good as it is for the hardcore crowd, it doesn't sell as much as Mario games, and it doesn't sell as much as Pokemon games. You look at Pokemon Go, this thing is printing money for everyone involved. So with my number one pick, I'm going with Pokemon. The spin-offs I can get, that includes Alpha, Ruby, Sun, Moon, Black, White, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon on the phones, everything. So I'm going with Pokemon because that's going to be a system seller for everyone.
Wow, that just took one off my list.
These are three really good choices. I mean, we got Mario. Mario is the definitive icon. I read somewhere that Mario is, besides the Coca-Cola symbol, it is the universally most known symbol on the planet. Like, you can go to Africa, show someone a picture of Mario, and he'll say Mario Brothers. Africa, but you go to Dominican Republic, you can go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And obviously Zelda and now Pokemon. Everybody's got Pokemon on their phone. So three great choices. Sonic, you get to go twice. 2 franchises, 2 intellectual properties. That's your console. The Sonic Nerd HD 4K is gonna pimp. What are you pimping first?
All right. I'm so happy none of you guys took my pick because I've been sitting on this for a while. My number one pick is going to be Grand Theft Auto.
Whoa,
that franchise.
Okay.
Wow.
Not even on my radar. I totally missed that.
That was on my list.
Now, you guys know Grand Theft Auto was the highest selling entertainment property ever when Grand Theft Auto 5 dropped. And, man, that game, I don't know if you guys have played Grand Theft Auto 5. That's like one of my favorites of all time. And, again, it's another last-gen game, by the way. Yeah, it was a game of the year. Great game of the year, like incredible. Even GTA Online.
Universally loved. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one that has anything to say anything bad about it.
Everybody loves it. Black people love it. White people love it. Latinos love it. Everybody loves it, man. So I'm going Grand Theft Auto.
LGBT loves it.
Exactly. All right. So number two.
The first pick in the second round.
I'm gonna go. Man, I don't know if this is cheating, but I'm gonna say Star Wars, and you could say Battlefront. You could say Battlefront. You could say Jedi Academy. You could say Pod Racing. I got it all with Star Wars.
You know what, guys? I want to talk to the rest of the crew here. Okay, we might have to make an executive decision here. That's a great pick, but then we have to bring in movie franchises. We bring in books. Do we want to stick to video game franchises? Like,
well, I'll
open it up.
That. I'll buy that. Okay. Just because.
Just because you got what? You're gonna say Transformers.
My third.
You're gonna pick Transformers. Okay. All right. Next up is Smooth, with your second pick. We just opened the doors. The floodgates are open.
I mean, Star Wars is fine. I mean, it's a. I mean, you'll get more sales in the Lego series. I mean, other than that, Star Wars games don't really sell. And for a console launch, I'm looking for system sellers.
You calling me out?
Hey, that's a good argument.
I am.
Yo, Smooth is coming with it, man.
We're talking about console launch system sellers here. We're not talking about games that you'll play over time and games that people may like. We're talking about games that are going to push your new system. So with my number 2 pick, my pick is the game that
Pokemon Chat.
PS4.
Pokemon Snap.
My man Nathan Drake.
Oh,
wow.
He's sipping the juice
so much right now.
Sipping that Kool-Aid, man.
For everybody at home, if you haven't heard our past podcasts, my man Smooth B25 has gone ahead and said that Drake's Uncharted 4 was the first next-gen game of this generation, putting it ahead of every Wii U game. All right? He confirmed on the show that it was better than Splatoon, and Splatoon was garbage, and there was nothing next generation about it or innovative. But, yeah, so he's sipping the Kool-Aid. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You had a great argument against Sonic. Why Drake?
I mean, like I said, man, I mean, Nathan Drake, franchise that many people love. I mean, just on the PS4 alone, there's already 4 Uncharted games. The Uncharted Collection, the Uncharted 4. People are buying it. A lot of people missed out on it last gen. So
But can you have Uncharted kart racing? That's the question.
That's next.
Okay, all right. As long as that's coming.
We have two bona fide system sellers: Pokemon, the casuals. We got Uncharted for the hardcore. I'm ready to go.
Yo, I just listen. I'm gonna throw it out there, because you took a jab at Sonic, but Uncharted numbers are like less than 25 mil. They're less than 25 mil across all games.
I don't know.
Fact check.
Well done, Neo.
Uncharted 3,
like it.
about 6.8 million.
Yeah, you're gonna be at 25.
6.7.
Well, they got a movie coming out. They're getting there. I guess I'm next. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just stick to video games, even though I could see I know and Neo's going to say Harry Potter. All right, so everybody be ready for that. The next pick is the Harry Potter for his console, but I have no interest in being the Harry Potter console. So, like, if you're a Harry Potter fan, go get my console. Nah, I don't need that. I don't need you. That's not who I'm trying to get. So I'm going to go ahead and be incredibly biased and totally like something you guys can expect. And I'm going to say Assassin's Creed.
Oh, of course.
I love it. How could I own a console? How could I own a
it.
console and not be the guy that pimps Assassin's Creed? You know how horrible I would feel? I'd be the entire existence of my console work a deal to get Assassin's Creed on my console. So let me just get ahead of it and just, he's on. I got Assassin's Creed.
So how many Assassin's Creed games are you going to release a year?
Which sells less than Uncharted, by the way.
Well, listen, I can do. Did it really?
Yeah, they average like 4.
No, I don't think so.
No.
There's no way. There's no way.
Man. No,
listen,
man.
93 million.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed is close to.
Yo,
well, I know that we're up to 100 million. I said we.
Right now?
I said we.
Do you want me to share my screen so I can fact check for you?
Fact check him, man. Fact check him. Call him out.
The movie trailer said close to 100 million sold worldwide. So it's up there.
I mean, when you released
so that's my choice.
Year, I mean, you know.
Yo,
yeah, whatever
right
it is.
Right here. See it right here?
Yep. I see it.
93 million.
I see it.
Thank you to everyone at home.
Does that include mobile?
I appreciate the fact check.
I'm
sure it includes everything, man.
You're trying to count mobile?
Come on, man.
I'm sure that includes
You're
mobile.
way behind. I did what your game did 5 times over. Let's keep it moving. Next up is Neo.
Oh,
you get to go twice with your second pick.
I got 2 back-to-back picks, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised.
All right.
Both of those picks are still available. So
I know one of them is.
First pick, Call of Duty. Call of Duty franchise.
That's
easily
not
30 mil.
That's true.
I mean, I can't look. That's a guaranteed game every year. I mean, it's cake. It's cake. And then once we actually get rid of freaking Battlefield, and now we'll have a monopoly of the only first person shooter.
You took Sonic's pick, Battlefield?
I can't believe you did that.
All right.
I can't believe you did that.
I was going to pick the Lego series because I thought that it could have the movie tie-ins or whatever, but Sonic kind of encroached and already took Star Wars, which was a bulk of that stuff for me. So I'm going to have to go with Madden. Madden, ironically
I was going to pick Madden.
Wow.
That was actually my next pick. It was going to be Madden.
Madden is 100 million IP, and it's yearly guaranteed. You're going to have a new Madden all the time.
That's what's up. All right, so let's see. We're recapping right now. This is the 3rd round. So Neo has had Mario, Call of Duty, and Madden. So that's a legit lineup. I've had Zelda and Assassin's Creed. Good for me. I wanted Madden just because I thought it would break it up. Then the guys that I'm going to pick does not break it up. It's very close to a Zelda and Assassin's Creed, a heavy hitter. I'm going with Halo. I'm taking Halo off it's a system seller.
Uh-oh.
And that's what I'm doing here. What I don't have on mine is a system seller. Well, I have Zelda, I guess. But, yeah, I'm just pushing out IPs, man. These are all big-time franchises. These are franchises that you sell T-shirts. I'm selling T-shirts. I'm making movies.
And helmets.
Let's do it. Let's go. So we got 2 people left. Yes, sir. We got Smooth with his final 3rd-round pick. Smooth has picked Pokemon, so he's all over everybody's phone. He's also picked Uncharted. So he is selling the next gen experience, and now he's gonna choose.
So, like Madden, I think my third pick, FIFA, just as big, probably even bigger. You take a look at our worldwide.
I think it is bigger.
So I'm gonna go with FIFA. So I have my my sports title to mix things up. I got my casual game, my hardcore game, and I got my sports title at launch, day one.
That is a good lineup. Definitely a good lineup. And if for you guys at home, what we always do when it's all over, we go around and everybody votes for a category that's not their own. They usually vote for mine, and I end up becoming the winner. So we're going to do that again at the end after we let Sean, a.k.a. Sonic Nerd, go. Calm down, everyone. It's all right.
I think
listen to this that I prefaced. No.
Gag. It's a running gag now.
You guys will see. No. You guys will see that I ran it. I said, before I pass it to Sonic,
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. Anyway.
Yo, guys.
I'm going to, for my third pick, I'm going to pick.
Thanks for showing up, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Sorry, but we're out of time.
I'm going to pick probably one of the newest, the newest big franchises to come out this generation. I'm going with Minecraft. Minecraft is huge.
And the casuals.
And I got to get some casuals on my console. So, yeah, I'm going with Minecraft for my launch title.
Very good pick. That was actually on my list in case some of my casuals got taken. But, yeah.
So let's see. So what we got from Sonic is we got GTA, the entire series. He's also got Star Wars and all things Star Wars. And then he rounded it all up with a little Minecraft. So I think the cool thing is everybody tried to hit a casual. They tried to hit the hardcores. And so it's going to be a tough one. What we're going to do is we're going to go up and down, starting with Neo since he was first. And he's going to vote for someone, not himself. How are we going to do it? Would this be what console you want to put stock in, or is it the console you're going to buy at launch? How about the console you would rather buy at launch?
Nah, it's got to
buy at launch. You get one at launch.
Personal question. What do you want to buy at launch, not invested? So it's not what you think is going to sell best. It's what you think you'd have most fun playing day one. Neo, you get the vote first, brother. Who do you want?
Oh, damn, you put me on the spot right now.
So let's see. You can't pick yourself, so you got me with Zelda, Assassin's Creed, and Halo. You got Smooth with Pokemon, Uncharted, and FIFA. And you got Sonic with Star Wars, GTA, and Minecraft.
All right. I got to go with Soze with Zelda, Creed, and Halo because I'm not really into FIFA and I'm not really into Minecraft. So I think I could get with Zelda, Creed, and Halo at launch.
Tell us how
Neo loves
Zelda game, by the way. You played like 20 minutes and put it down when you got lost.
Smooth. Shut up, Smooth. Shut up. There's one thing we know about
taking the stuff, keep it in his pocket, ready to throw it out, huh?
When I see Neo, I think Zelda and I think Assassin's Creed. Let's get that out of the way. All right?
And I'm mad because
that's what I think of when I think of Neo.
Smooth like cleaned the goggles and played Uncharted, and now it's like, oh my God, this is what next gen is. Oh my God.
He's like, so you're telling me Mario could have been in 3 dimensions? So I'll go next, and I will. All right, so let's see. So let me knock some of the ones right out the way. Is I don't like Minecraft. So that one would be Star Wars and GTA. Pokemon, so that one would be FIFA and Uncharted. And then Neo's got Call of Duty and Madden, which I like. Oh, and you got Neo all day. Mario, Neo. That was easy. My bad. I took too long. Smooth, you're up. So what console are you buying day one?
I was not really a big Halo.
Come on.
Guys, give you 150 hours of Zelda. Just temples, bro. Temples, nigga. You don't want any temples.
If you don't pick Mario, I'm gonna hold it against you forever.
How you gonna get in that temple? Oh, you need fire arrows? Go get fire arrows. You gotta go get fire arrows. That just sounds like so much fun.
Don't pick against Mario.
Zelda.
Wow.
We're lighting Deku sticks. We're opening doors. Let's go. Sonic, who are you picking?
Zelda all the way.
Man. I'm kind of between Soze and Smooth right now, but I think I'm gonna go with the tiebreaker. I'm gonna go with Soze, man. It's so hard for me to not pick Uncharted because like Nathan Drake is a homie, but for me, man, Zelda and Creed got me. So I gotta go with Soze. Soze, I think you won this one, man. That's a good lineup.
There we go. Awesome. So I'm selling the most consoles day one. Thank you, everyone. And most importantly, wait, Smooth, you got something to say? What you at, Smooth?
I was gonna say just based on the. I think we kind of, because we said it was which one would we buy as a personal preference, but then it was also like
Smooth. You lost. You lost, man. Jose won.
Just trying to twist it now.
I didn't pick Mario. I get it.
I didn't. I've played enough Mario the past couple of years. I haven't played a new Zelda game in like 15 years, so Zelda it is.
You've been playing.
There you go, Twilight Princess, but that's all right. Guys, thanks for everybody showing up.
Remakes. More ports.
Thanks to everybody at home. Go ahead and subscribe on our page, or go ahead if you saw us on CosGamer.com. Make sure you continue to follow us on that page. I want to thank my boy Sonic Nerd. Sonic, you got a place these people can follow you at?
Yeah, man, on Twitter at Sonic_nerd.
I also got Neo Gotenks, and I also got Smooth B25. Smooth, where could they hit us up? We have our own Twitter account, right? We have someplace where the people can reach us, all four of us. What is it?
Yep, it's 3men_N_babyface at Twitter.
Thank you, sir. Awesome job, everyone. And thanks again for showing up. Thanks. That's all I keep saying. Thanks, guys. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Peace.